Here is the start of free agency. We have done some work before free agency, but we plan to do no work during free agency. So I'll just show you the guys who sign, big contracts or big players that sign contracts. And like you're seeing here, this is the first move of the off season, and it's Pittsburgh acquiring the closing pitcher from the Reds, Ryan Walker, for 2 semi-prospects. Riley Green signs a $249 million deal with the Orioles, an 8-year contract, so they'll be locked in until he's about 36. Wow, Ronald Acuna Jr. I've never seen the Giants make a move like that in at least MLB The Show 25. But they signed Acuna Jr. to an 8-year, $315 million deal, close to $40 million per year. I don't think that's going to age very well because he'll be 39 at that time. But hopefully they can, for their sake, they can get a lot out of those first 4 years or so. Huge move for the Giants, though. There's Lenny Conrath again, the generational talent for the Giants. Again, I think he's up to like a 96 now or something crazy like that. But he'll only be making $780,000. Seems almost criminal, but that's the way Major League Baseball is set up. So what we did is we signed, instead of just Pablo Rosario is a 20-year-old third baseman / first baseman for us. He's who we call the home run king, the minor league home run king. He has big time power, and he's still not, huge yet. So we were able to sign him to an 11-year contract, and it seems like a lot, $129 million, but spread out over those 11 years, it's very inexpensive. And he will take over at first base either after, we'll have to determine what's going to happen at first in spring training, because it really should be a battle, but we'll see. So sorry, I can't give you a better answer right now. I don't quite know what we're gonna do. So we do have a third base coach, which is always good. So Gunnar Henderson goes back to the Orioles. So the Orioles kind of make 2 big splashes, with Gunnar Henderson returning being one of them. He resigns, surprisingly, a 6-year deal at $27.8 million, whereas I would have thought he would have got a 10-year deal, but maybe he thinks at 33 he can get, another 6-year deal or something. So the Orioles are looking pretty stacked as of right now. We've already set our 40-man rosters. So Spencer Torkelson signed or re-signed with Detroit on a 6-year, $125 million contract. Shane Baz signed with the A's to a 5-year, $116 million contract. Yeah, the Orioles with Gunnar Henderson coming back and then Riley Green coming into the fold look good. Just to show you real quick our lineup. As you guys know, we have Luis Arraez at first, but he is aging and he's starting to regress a little bit. He's 31, and we did sign him to a fairly big contract at $17.5 million a year. He's kind of at the peak of his, I would say, his value to other teams. I mean, he's coming off a year where he hit 31 home runs. I mean, just blew away his any year's total in home runs by double. He hit 320. I mean, if we were going to trade him, this would be the year. And you would say, why would you trade him? Well, let's take a look at, I think we sent him down to AAA. So let's look this way. So Rosario is already an 86, I think. He's 21. He's only B potential, but I think he's high B potential. So he has the chance to sneak into A potential and check out his power versus right and power versus left as a 21-year-old. His vision and discipline could use some work. His fielding is not the greatest, but it's serviceable. It's probably better than Luis Arraez, actually. He'll never steal a base for you, or you don't want him stealing a base. And his contact numbers still need to come up a little bit. But this is what we did. So we signed him for $11.8 million for 11 years. And again, I know that seems like a lot, but when you look at Luis Arraez at 17.5 and he's declining or about to decline at this age, I think the question is valid. Do we shed that 17 million per year, which we may be asked to do by the front office, and just move on to Rosario, or do we hold on as long as we can? And I'm pretty sure Arraez is topped out at 91 because he was a B potential for a long time, and I think he just cracked A potential, so he's not getting any better. So something to think about. Let's just real quick check out Lenny Conrath, that generational player. Oh, why did I go that way? Let's see how Bo Bichette did last year for the Pirates. He did pretty well. He hit 288, 20 home runs, 70 RBIs. Wow. So Acuna gets added to the Giants lineup, where I think I was telling you guys in one episode, Helio Ramos took a huge leap in overall and is really hitting at least as good as he's hit his whole career. So if he can do stuff like that, then they're going to be pretty power packed in the outfield for sure. But let's look at Lenny Conrad's 96 overall. He was 10-12 with a 3.89 ERA and a 1.15 whip. So, I mean, the kid's getting better. And he's already a 96. Man, that's crazy. But the Giants are going to have to get ready to pony up if they want to keep him. And I saw Logan Webb on the free agent market, so no longer do they have him to lean back on. Conrath will be the number one for them, and then Jordan Hicks will be the number two, I guess. So they may not be done with free agency. So George Kirby, starting pitcher at 31, signs a 7-year contract worth $33 million per year. That is amazing for him. They won't stop paying him till he's 38, but he's a 94 overall right now. So the Cubs made a huge move. The Giants could have used that guy, but I bet the Cubs can use him too. So huge deal. Emmanuel Clase, who actually, when you looked on the top free agents, he was the top free agent. So I guess he had the best overall at 95. He's 30, and of course the Dodgers have all the money that you can imagine, and they threw at him $23 million a year for the next 7 years. So I would suspect the wheels are going to start coming off in about 4 years or so. So hopefully for their sake, he's good for those next 3 or 4 years, because they'll be paying him regardless. But he is arguably the best closer in the game right now. So the Royals acquired Duncan Romano for Jackie McKee. I apologize, guys. Hold on. So Glasnow goes to the Phillies on a 3-year deal worth $90 million, but he is 35, so that'll take him into his his age, I guess 38 years of age. I don't know what I'm saying. 3 years from now. Kyle Bradish, I believe he re-signed with the Orioles, but I could be wrong. Maybe they signed him from somewhere else, but he'll be making $34 million a year for the next 3 years. So the Orioles continue to spend money. Okay, so Texas signed Ketel Marte to a 2-year, $35 million contract. Now he's regressed quite a bit. I mean, in the upper 80s, I think. So he may be on his way down. Sean Murphy signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with Washington. O'Neal Cruz is going to Cincinnati. I think he's been there before. No, he hasn't. I don't know. I get my franchises confused, but O'Neal Cruz on a 6-year, $137 million contract with the Reds. So that's big for them. Jackson Holiday offered salary arbitration. Okay, let's look real quick at, he's a left fielder, Elvis Rocha. So Elvis Rocha is one of our up-and-comers. Says he's B potential, but he's really A potential. We did sign him to a long contract for $14 million a year. So he should be a mainstay for us for years to come. So that was a huge deal for us. Christopher Sanchez signs for $34 million for 1 year with the Rays. Bubich, formerly of the Minnesota Twins, actually formerly of the 2-time World Series champs Minnesota Twins, does sign a 4-year, $42 million contract with the Braves. So good for him. He wasn't great for us necessarily, but hopefully he can find a home in Atlanta. Jose Ramirez on the decline, but he does sign a deal with the Diamondbacks for 45, a 2-year deal worth $45.7 million. So, as you can see by our record, of course, we have absolutely no chance of getting the first pick, but that is okay. So the Padres fell 3 spots, so poor Padres, but it wasn't a whole lot of movement, but there was some with the Mets and the Astros moving up. White Sox and Cardinals stick around. I don't remember a time. I mean, it's been a while since I've had absolutely no interest in any free agents whatsoever. So I almost didn't look at the free agent market, but I thought, no, I want to look and see who's out there. So a lot of aging veterans, though. Okay, so today was the arbitration hearing for David Festa. Panel sided with the Twins in our offer of $9.2 million. So I think he was maybe making 7.5 or something. So we upped it by about 1.7, something like that. Thought that was fair, and so did the panel. All right, the panel sided with us on Simeon Woods Richardson. We gave him $8 million. Last year he made maybe 6.5 or something. Felt like that was fair. And they sided with us on Zebby Matthews at 1.5. Sided with us on Zach Jackson at 3.4. Let's change our rotation. And yeah, it was set up for the World Series, wasn't it? Never fixed. Wow, they have Bobby Connolly that they called up from AAA. I think I'm going to go with Simeon Woods Richardson. And I hate how they do this, even though we're in full control of all decisions. They decided to call up Bo Kemp, Lamar McCoy, Bobby Connolly, Nicholas Smith, Sean Simmons, Ruben Carruth, David Robles, Ryan Loftus, Charles McMillan, Harvey Kendall, Stephen Freitas. So now I'm going to have to send everybody down using one of their opportunities to be able to send them down. And I hope that one of them has not used up all three. Let's look at the lineups real quick. And the lineup should be exactly the same. And of course, they called up Yasir Mercedes, Mangles, and Rosario, and Stinson, and Rocha, and Justin Charles. Oh, I know what I was going to show you guys before we leave. Let's look at. I didn't show you guys I skipped past the draft picks from last year. And I believe in the next video, I'll show you all the draft picks. But if you remember, I had a whole thumbnail on us having the 31st pick or the 30th pick. I can't remember. I believe it was the 30th pick. But Major League Baseball did not have this guy rated, and our scouts had him rated number 1 in all of baseball, which I don't think I've ever seen. But I have seen it now. So, here he, or where is he? Is it? Oh, okay. Charles McMillan, 73 overall, A potential. He's got to work on his hits per nine, maybe his Ks per nine a little bit. His walks per nine look pretty good. His home runs per nine, I mean, they could use a little work, but guy throws a 95 mile per hour four seam fastball. So our scouts were right. In fact, let's look at his overall 94. So I would say they hit on Charles McMillan. So for us, selecting where we did at 30 or 31, I can't remember. We got a 73 overall. So the kid is, he's not really a kid, he's 21, but he's not 52 or 49 or whatever. He's already a 73, and then his potential is 94. So he should move up the ladder quickly and hopefully be ready in a couple years when Bailey Ober's contract comes off of the books. So we hit not a home run, but we hit a grand slam with the final pick in the first round, thanks to our scouts. So I definitely wanted to show you that. And we'll try to take a look at the rest of the guys. There was nobody that stood out like him, though, obviously, but quite a few B prospect guys. So we had a really good class. So thanks, guys, for joining me. I know it was a short off season, but we really didn't have much to do. And again, remember, we are the two-time defending World Series champion Minnesota Twins, and we will try to run it back. We'll try to three-peat, but we've got to take it one step at a time. We've got to win our division. We've got to win, we've got to try to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and we've got to do that by pitching well again, and by hitting well, and by playing good defense, and using our speed when we need to. So, we're in good shape. For those that don't think Buxton is regressing, he is. When I looked at his numbers, it was all red. But thankfully, he's still a 99. But I would suspect that after this season, we're going to see a major regression. So, but Buxton and Walker Jenkins are going to lead us this year, along with Cy McClelland. And I could go down the whole list, and Joe Ryan and Bailey Ober. But we'll see you guys next episode. Take care. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. That would be amazing. It'd be one of the 5 or 6 best decisions you make all day. I promise you. Thanks, guys. See you soon.